Hello, my name is Arcadian Brown, and my lovely life partner and I, we did a little ritual this morning. And I always do this, that when I get nervous, I scratch my ear.
Well, at least you're aware of it. There's a crystal. We've been through some huge shifts.
Haven't we? Anyway, I'd like to, just express, glass ceilings. Everyone has, they like, let me break this glass ceiling. But what happens if there is no glass ceiling? Interesting thought, isn't it? There's a wonderful story that I'd like to share with everyone. It's about a dame, about Gillian Barbara Lynn. When she was a lot younger, a little bit busy little child she was back in the day. And anyway, she was a bit of a disruption to people in the class. And the parents were called in. And they're like, well, we can't have your daughter in our school. I guess that was the bottom or the crux of the matter. So the parents ended up taking Gillian through to a therapist, and they were just talking, and they were all sitting down, and you can imagine this little child sitting on the hands on her, sitting on her hands, all nervous and creaky. The therapist said, "Wait, I've got some nice little sweets in my drawer. There's some biscuits on the table. Mom and Dad are just saying, I'm just going to go out for a little bit, and feel free to walk around, and if you want to have a sweet, have a sweet, if you feel like a biscuit." So the therapist and the mom and dad said, "Could you join me?" And then they went outside and closed the door, and put this poor little child sitting there, so nervous, and but what they didn't know, there was a two-way mirror between the where Gillian was sitting and the parents. And anyway, what happened was the parents said, "Well, what are we doing?" And the therapist said, just relax a little bit, just relax. We just want to see and observe your daughter for a little bit. And which they did. And after a while, some music came on, and this little girl started moving. And she ended up getting really excited and started shuffling, and then broke out into dance. And the therapist looked at the parents, and she said, "Well, I know you want me to label your daughter, but granted, she's got a little bit of energy, but which child at her age doesn't? So my subscription or my prescription for you," he said, "that just put her into a nice dance school, something that best suits her needs." Some people could label the child as destructive, ADHD, or whatever, hundreds or millions of labels out there. But the crux and the reality of all of this is, if you label yourself with personal wrong diagnosis because of your past experiences, you're stopping your true growth. Gillian, in essence, I don't know if you know much about her, but a very well-known choreographer. She ended up developing or finding a school for children with disabilities to dance, and also ended up choreographing the Phantom of the Opera. How amazing is that? And Cats.
Okay, well then I've got something to say here.
Yeah.
Imagine Lady Gaga being brought up in a house where her creative side is not appreciated. So I also think what you're trying to say is that creative people are very different, and people like to label, and as soon as you're creative and you don't fit the mold, you get a label.
Hey!
But if you direct them into something in the arts, guaranteed it'll either be music, painting, acting, something to do with the arts. So creative people need to be supported, not labelled.
Don't label. That's my life partner. She rocks at tarot readings. She's very
Like a
wise.
witch today.
You are a witch. You're my witch. Anyway, back to the story. So, it's very easy to go in and label yourself that you're not worthy, or have all those negative vices put on yourself, or excessive vices, or whatever the case. Just try to find a balance. And people do have flops in life. You're allowed to have wobblies. You're allowed to get a little bit irritated at times. As long as it doesn't harm you or other people, then there's nothing wrong with it. You're allowed to actually cry. Crying is such a wonderful, wonderful tool. It cleanses one's soul. Anyway, my name is Arcadian. I hope you liked that lovely little story about labeling. And just be aware before you pass judgments onto other people, or more so when you want to pass judgments on yourself and critique yourself. It's okay to be constructive about things, but it's not okay to put yourself into a really negative headspace. And if you struggle with that, and there's a lot of noise, a little noise, like I've got a lot of noise, and my lovely life partner also has some noise sometimes, and so do my children, and that's okay. But there's nothing that a good chin wag and a nice cup of tea and a friendly talk can't help to reshuffle things in life.
Well, I found a really important thing written by my favorite businessman, Raymond Ackerman. Okay, and I just said I'll open it and see if there's a message. Do not allow your inner critic to interfere while compiling a list of all the things you want to do before you die. This is not the time to self-edit.
Wow. Star, will you just read that again? let me do the honors. How's that? And this is how, when you talk about synchronicities in life, here we are talking about labeling, and Star Brown picks up this book. He says, let's see what message we have, and wham! Do not allow your inner critique, your inner child, to interfere while compiling a list of all the things you want to do before you die. This is not the time to self-edit or self-criticize or self-label or external. Don't do it onto other people either.
Don't do it onto other people either.
Yeah.
No.
Should we pick up another one? Let's see what this one. What book is this?
That's on Sigil Practical Magic.
Oh.
Okay, this is porno for wizards.
Yeah, this is all about
Okay, I will open this. Let's see what message we get here. Within the father-mother mind.
You need to get in the frame.
Oh, my cheese. Within the father-mother frame, mortal children are at home. There is not one who is fatherless nor motherless in the universe.
I am that I am. Who's done the secret, the Moses Code?
Yeah, but within the father-mother mind, mortal children are at home. There is not one who is fatherless or motherless in the universe. In other words, as we grow older, that parent inside us, mother, father, we are just children. And that consciousness, the mother, father, needs to be kind to us and lead us into the Garden of Eden where beautiful things happen, not take us into destruction. And just because when we were younger we got the shit beaten out of us emotionally and physically, we mustn't let that affect how we parent ourselves.
Yeah.
So that means there is no one who is fatherless or motherless.
And be kinder to that inner child, I guess. Parent yourself in the right way. Well,
okay, just one more thing, because this is what I'm going to do a course on. True hermetic transmutation is a mental art. Okay, mind as well as metals and elements may be transmuted. So in the same way that you have a magnet or electricity, which is metals and elements. Mind, as well as metals and elements, may be transmuted from state to state, degree to degree, condition to condition, pole to pole, vibration. So we have the choice in any circumstance that we have a pole. And that is the very bad and that is the very best. And then you have to work out in your experience where you fit on that pole and how you can shift it to the very best.
We're laughing because we're discussing a modality this morning about that same thing. But just on the technical terms, it's about stagnicity to being neurotic. And there's people, when they use those funny, silly terms, it just like puts me in such a negative headspace. So spirituality is so important. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up.
Well, you've got to have a balance between the physical, the spiritual, and the mental. And at the moment, you've been living too much in the mental, and I have been living very much in the spiritual. And now we come together and we tell each other what we've learned.
Finding that sweet, wise mind, that sweet, sweet spot in the middle between our emotional and our rational mind, our conscience. So you can either 1-star this, 5-star. You can take it and apply it to your life, but no one gets to choose, only you get to choose. We remember we're always ever just one step away from being virtuous by being truthful to ourselves and to others, and one step away from being transcendent.
And where does it start?
Actualized.
Where does it start?
It starts with checking yourself before you wreck yourself.
Okay, are you going to take that now and show us when you apply all these things to your life? You can do a diary every day as to how it changes you.
Oh, there. I've been looking down here.
I know.
Oh my, golly gosh. Much love and light, everyone. Come say goodbye.
Bye.